It's really stressful. And it's not true that I rode fast in the beginning and broke now. It's not true at all.
The sixth stage of the Red Bull Trans-Siberian Extreme started on Svyatnoy Boulevard in Tyumen. The route is 614 kilometers long.
Right now, the wind is a little bit down, so I'm going to try to speed up a bit, gain time on everyone, and have myself a bit more rest.
Between the stages, well, what we have been planning is we're planning for the worst case scenario, which means just arriving at the very last minute. If that's the case, he will have very short, very little sleep.
The upcoming night start after having finished the previous sixth stage on the same day is an additional problem for the athletes. The risk of not managing to recuperate in a short period of time is especially dangerous to the slow riders.
Night start is a complicated and unusual thing, but being that tired, it doesn't matter if I sleep in the afternoon or at night. As soon as I lie down, I'll be able to rest.
Sixth stage of the Red Bull Trans-Siberian is still in progress. We are both dead.
The stage was so hard on the athletes that some of them started to experience health problems.
This stage was very hard. I had some really bad knee pain towards the end. I barely made it. This stage was very hard and I'm feeling really bad.
Pierre Bischoff won stage 6, arriving in 19 hours 41 minutes and 35 seconds. Vladimir Gusev lost 7 seconds to him. Michael Knudsen finished almost 2 hours behind the Russian, while Marcelo Florentino Suarez lost another hour and 17 minutes to the Dane. Amit Samarth arrived in just under 24 hours, while Patricio Doucet barely made it within the limit. It took him almost 26 hours to complete the stage.
I miscalculated the change of time zones and thought that I had 1 extra hour. So when I realized I was wrong, I had to really push the pace to make it within the time limit.
The seventh stage of the Red Bull Trans-Siberian Extreme started on Buchgold Square in Omsk. The finish is 611 kilometers away, just like the previous time. Nevertheless, this stage is like no other because it's the only one that starts at night. Vladimir Gusev stopped for the first time while still within the city limits, calling for assistance from the mechanics.
He just moved the spike. He loosened it with a hex key and moved it, adjusting it just like on the other leg.
In 4 years, there was not one single time when all the riders that had initially started in Moscow reached Vladivostok. This year, the first athlete quit at stage 7.
The pain is unbearable, and I just can't force myself to go on. And then, what, walk on crutches? It's not worth it. There's a limit to how much you can take on, and the knee gets damaged pretty often. So one might say that this injury is typical for this race.
Vladimir Gusev, who was considered an absolute favourite, now drops out of the general classification and loses the chance to win the race or be in the top 3.
He used too much energy. He pushed up the tempo too much, destroying himself and also making other riders destroy themselves too. Right now, I can tell you officially that he quit the stage after 60 kilometers and will continue riding in minor category. In Novosibirsk, he will try to fix it and keep on riding, but we'll see what happens.
Pierre Bischoff won stage 7, completing it in 19 hours 8 minutes and 39 seconds. Second place went to Michael Knudsen, who lost more than 3.5 hours to the leader. Marcelo Florentino Suarez lost another 4.5 minutes to the Dane. Amit Samath arrived 19 minutes later. Patricio Doucet finished last, once again barely making it in the time limit. Vladimir Gusev left the main competition and is no longer riding in the general classification.